Hi, this is Erin from Blossy Bay. Welcome to my channel. The plan for this video is to create some sparkling ornaments using moulds recently purchased from Temu, and I'll link that unpacking video in the description box. And I'm going to use epoxy resin, glitter and Elmer's glue to achieve a beautifully consistent result with no sinking glitter. Now, my favourite resin, River Art resin, is perfect for this. It's a deep pour resin, 2-part epoxy, and it is a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm going to make sure that I am mixing in a warm environment, so I have my Istoyo heating mat on underneath my silicone work mat. Now, of course, every time you use epoxy resin, you need to wear full PPE, which I'm doing, and also working in a well-ventilated space. I'm going to go ahead and measure up approximately 240 grams in total, and that should be more than enough to fill the moulds that I have planned. After carefully stirring for 5 minutes, making sure that I regularly get my little stirring stick down the sides and around the bottom, I'm ready for the next step. And this is where things get interesting. So with thanks to Daniel Cooper and his amazing channel, I learned this technique of adding Elmer's clear glue to the epoxy resin. Then the glitter in the mixture will not sink. It makes a thicker mixture. It goes a little bit sort of gloopy and stringy almost, but it turns out beautifully. I'm not quite sure of the chemical reactions going on, but it does work. So I had a couple of different glitters to choose from. These are ones that I have had for quite a while, so I can't pass on where I got them from, I'm sorry, but they're very pretty. Now, when you're going to use this Elmer's glue, you are going to be using the tiniest bit imaginable. So literally just the end of a toothpick. What can be on there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my resin up first, because I have got 2 little bird moulds here, and my plan is also to make a little beehive. So I have set aside the resin for the beehive, and I will just work on this one now. And I would like these birds to end up being packed full of colour. I'm not going to tint the resin at all. I'm only adding glitter. So I am reliant on it being quite thick, so that it does give the appearance of a colour. After I have mixed the glitter through and I've coated it all very well with the epoxy resin, I'll go ahead then and add in a teeny tiny dot of Elmer's glue. So hopefully you can see here, I'm just using a toothpick and I am getting a very small amount, and I'm not putting all of the toothpick in. I'm literally only just putting the end of the toothpick in, and it works so quickly. Until you've tried it, it's really hard to explain, but it goes like a more liquidy slime very quickly, and it doesn't seem to affect curing, hardness, anything like that. So, but what it does do is it keeps the glitter suspended inside whatever you've cast. So if I didn't use this, then most likely when I demolded these birds, the top of the bird would have all of the glitter because the glitter would actually just sink down through the resin to the bottom, which of course upon demold is going to be the top. So because these moulds have some little tight corners and details, I'm just taking my time getting the resin in, and I'm going to only partly fill them so that I have an opportunity to move the mould around a little bit, make sure that I've got resin in the little bird's beak and the tail, and that it is settling just fine before I go ahead and fill it up. And I am just loving watching this gorgeous, it's just a beautiful sort of a rose pinky gold. It sparkles. It's just the loveliest colour. So very nice to watch that going in. And here I am just squeezing the mould, making sure that if there are any bubbles, I give them a good opportunity to escape. The resin that I'm using, the River Art resin, is extremely low bubble, and because this version is a deep pour, you do get plenty of working time so that it can degas. So I'll go ahead now and top these two up. And I did end up having some of this mixture left over. So I'm going to use the smaller of my 2 bird moulds that you may recall from a few videos back. I made the 2 beautiful blue and white marbled birds. Well, blue and white. And they were made with an eco pour acrylic resin, and so I'm just going to use that one as well to keep the bird theme going. Okay, so now that I've finished those, I'm going to look at this epoxy resin that I've got mixed up with this glitter going in, which is a really gorgeous golden, but more than golden, almost an amber colour, with beautiful holographic flakes in it. And I figured it would look stunning, almost like honey. So I'm hoping that it is a good choice. So this time I am going to use even less because I've got a much smaller amount of resin. So I'm wiping off most of it and then just popping what's on the toothpick into there. And you can see and feel straight away that that mixture is thickening and becoming sort of gloopy and a bit stretchy. And again, this mould has got quite a lot of detail in it with all the little rings and the B-shape indentations. So I give it a spray with isopropyl alcohol and then just very slowly pour that in. Now, you can't tell me that doesn't look lush. it looks like beautiful honey, or, oh, I don't know, toffee or something. It just looks lovely. So again, I've about half filled it, and I'm going to just move all of that resin around with the goal of coating the edges, getting it into those little nooks and crannies, and then I can go ahead and top it up. So with all 4 moulds now ready, I'm going to just get them in position for curing, spray a little bit of isopropyl alcohol over them to help with any bubble release, and then I'm going to pop on my Istoyo heating mat cover. But look at this, that cardboard square. That's my new invention. That's designed to stop the edges of the cover from sinking into the resin. I'd love to say patent pending or something like that, but yeah, it is just cardboard, but you never know. But that was the first effort and it went really well. So, onward and upward. So the first one I'm demoulding is that little bird ornament that's more 2D than 3D, and it just looks gorgeous. I'm super happy with that. It has that little heart shape in the middle, so pretty. And as you can see, the glitter is spread quite evenly throughout the entire bird. So as I mentioned earlier, if I hadn't added the Elmer's glue, there was a very good chance that the glitter would all sink. Now, the first of the bird moulds, this is the first time I've used these moulds and obviously also demoulded them. So it was a little bit of a learning curve on how to get the tail out. But once that head pops out, the tail follows very easily. And look at that. So cute. This is a beautiful little mould, and I could not be happier with how the bird turned out. They just look stunning. They're perfect for like a windowsill or something like that with the light bouncing in off them. I wish there were 3. I like things that come in 3s. So if anyone spots one that's small, medium, large, let me know in the comments below. So this one as well, just beautiful. And look how that gorgeous holographic gold just picks up the light. So pretty. And then lastly, we've got our little beehive. Now I'm going to wait a few days until I decide whether I'm going to embellish the beehive with any colour to make the bees stand out, but I just want it to cure properly first. So usually after demoulding, give it an extra couple of days just to reach its maximum strength, and so I know I'm not going to scratch it or damage it or anything like that. And this little one came out beautifully. Look at that gold colour. It really does look like honey. Just that, delicious sort of amber with the glitter all through it. Super happy. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on my little crafting journey. It means a lot to me. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving me a like. I'd love to read any comments that you'd like to leave, any suggestions for future videos. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you were able to. I've got some photos coming up of the end result. And again, I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.